We're going to start by disconnecting the battery. And that's just a 10 millimeter. 10 millimeter nut on here. Bolt combo. Next, this cover's got to come off. That's just 4 ball-headed bosses on the corners. So just jerk up on it. And off it comes. Toyota's done things a little bit differently. Now, they're using the kind of the old-fashioned way of a drive belt, which is the alternator providing tension. So in a case like this, you do have to make note of the deflection on the belt. Usually 1/2 inch at the longest run of the belt, 1/2 inch of deflection. It's a general rule of thumb. But they're using this this bolt here. Okay, I made a little sketch of the belt path here, and the adjuster up here above the alternator. You can see right here. Just in case, it's always a good idea to have a reference here because it can be very easy to get confused on serpentine belts. This one again, very simple. Alternator around the inside of the idler and back around the AC compressor, crankshaft back to idler. Okay, I'm going to mark the threads on this adjustment bolt here so I can put this back the way it was. Okay, the first thing we have to do is loosen this locking bolt right here, and that's 12 millimeter. Okay, so now down here, see it, there's the alternator pivot bolt that has to be loosened. And so I'm going to get down there. What I have is a 14 millimeter socket, 3/8 inch, an adapter, and then a breaker bar. There, it's loose. Let me just turn this a little bit here just to break it loose, because this will allow us to pivot. See that? There, it's loose now. This will allow us to pivot this alternator. Yeah, see, now it'll go. Thereby allowing us to move the alternator. And this bolt's turning this counterclockwise. And that should be enough. See, the tension's off the belt. So now I'm reaching over here and slipping it off the alternator. Okay, there are 2 electrical connections on this alternator. One is a multi-wire. This one would be a control connection. And on the right side here, there's a little tab that you can depress and unsnap it. Okay, next we have to get this cap off. And there, get a little screwdriver. It's going to be in this little gap here to pry up on it. Now we just have this bolt to take out, this nut to take out. Okay, this is the big battery connection. It's 10 millimeter. With it broken, turn it off. Pull straight out. There's one more little piece of housekeeping right here. In that there's a mount on here for the wire. And route the wire. And you just have to pull out on the tab on it. And then off it comes. And you can see it right there. There's like a spade connector on there. So now this is free electrically. So next I'm turning off this through bolt down below. And this is a long bolt. It's going to take quite a few turns. I'm not going to show all this, but get the idea. So here we are, a few minutes later, still ratcheting this off. You see the length of the bolt already out there. Okay, so when it gets about to here, reach in there and pull it out. And there it is. So, now we've got to turn the rest of this 12 millimeter upper bolt out. Alright, to finish this guy off, I've gone to a 3-inch extension. You just turn it by hand then. And there it is. Okay, so what we discovered, this adjustment bracket is in the way, and this is 12 millimeters as well. Well, it's not a big deal, we'll just take it out. Now we can get down here with the screwdriver, basically pry it off. Just a little bit more to go. And there we are. And gently bring this up. And there it is. Out of the vehicle. Okay, we're going to go into the reinstall. I've just put just a sheen of some grease, light general purpose grease on the inside of this, and also down here on the cradle part, just to try to make it a little bit easier to install. Because this is a tight fit, and yeah, it slipped right in there. Rocking it a little bit. Okay, with that back in place, we can put our bolt on. Just a smidge. Never sees lubricant on there. See if we hit the mark. Jostle this around just a little bit till the threads catch. Now it looks like we're already caught. Turn it in by hand for a ways. It went in very smoothly. So we're not going to tighten that, of course. Just back this up a little bit now and put our bar back on. 12 millimeter. Let's turn this in. And these all don't need to be tightened up basically until the end. Okay, that's in there. Okay, next up is our upper mounting bolt. And that slips through the adjuster portion and mounts on the upper part of the alternator. Works better with a little 3-inch on our 12 millimeter. Okay, I'll wire this back up. First I'm going to snap the harness back onto this little bracket. That's back on. Now we've got the big battery plus. Again, that was a 12 millimeter nut. Snug that back up. Okay, it's 12 or 10 millimeter here. And be careful and don't over torque this to break something. Just want to get it snug. Okay, we're going to put the belt back on. Before we get into our drawing here, I want to try to do is slip it around the crank and the AC compressor first, and then bring it up under the idler and over the alternator to finish up. Got the alternator all the way forward. I'm going to slip it down in here. And there's some room to work on this car, unlike many other 4-cylinders I've done this job on. Not always the luxury of some room to work. So it's going to go under the idler, over the crankshaft. And there's only one way to thread. Okay, there it looks good now. Looks good. Coming up around the compressor, around the alternator, on the other side of the idler, and back around the air conditioning compressor. And it looks like we're fully on. Seat in the middle. Now we're going to, with our 12mm, tighten this adjuster up. Get the correct tension on the belt. Again, in this case, I did not replace the belt, so I'm going to go by the marks. If you had replaced the belt, just want to make sure on that longest stretch of belt you have the right amount of deflection. It's generally half an inch. You know, as you recall, I had my little marker here. No ways to go yet. It's going to tell me how to get it back exactly the way it was. I could have measured it, but it's hard to fit a ruler in here. And this is actually probably just more accurate anyway. Okay, perfect. Perfect right there. Okay, let's tighten things up now. Get this 12mm on the adjuster. And while we're at it, 12mm up here. Okay, our long pivot bolt or through bolt down here is 14mm. Needs tightening now. Alright, and our alternator's back in. Okay, it's time to put our battery back online. 10mm. And of course, snap our big and beautiful cover back on. There. All done. Thanks for watching this video.